Hey, what is up, guys? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to Rider Infusion, here to infuse you guys with some good content. Hopefully, at least that's the plan. As I'm going to be seeing things sort of unfold, and if it's something that I think is worthy to talk about, we'll talk about it. Also, if you're new here, guys, new videos are released every Tuesday, Friday, and 2 short uploads every single day, 7 days a week. When you've been riding long enough, there are certain things that you do as a rider you don't really even think about doing. You just do them because you've been doing it for however long you have. And the more you ride motorcycles, the easier it gets over time. And sometimes for new beginner riders, if you're watching some of my videos, it might seem like there is just so much going on all the time, which is true. There is a lot going on all the time, but everything that I talk about isn't something that's just running through my mind as I ride. Like, it just naturally happens without me even thinking about it. It's kind of like when you get used to not riding, but driving a manual car, 5-speed, 6-speed, whatever, 7-speed. You don't, after a certain while, you don't think about changing gears. You start accelerating, you just do it. You're used to it. That's how bikes are. Sometimes you'll see people position themselves on a motorcycle in a lane, like when traffic comes to a halt, and guys will just kind of either cram themselves right next to a curb, I don't know, in a lane position where there is less space, in between cars on that side versus the other, or they'll just stop right in the middle of in their lane, right in the middle of the vehicle that's in front of them, which that's a bad spot to be in. You always want to have just a route, a way to just get out if you have to. And it's not just for people coming up from behind you. It could be someone coming up from the side. I mean, you never know. Just be prepared for the worst of what can happen. Stuff you got to be prepared for, guys. Somebody was doing donuts here. Somebody had some fun. But something that's carried over for me into motorcycling, I have a pretty heavy background in dirt bike, off-road riding, logging roads, enduro type riding, tough technical trails. Not here in Florida. I am originally from Washington State about 7 or so years ago. But anyways, something that carried over from dirt biking into motorcycling is for me to always, like 90+% of the time, I ride with my index finger resting on the front brake lever. And it's a really good habit to get into, you guys. If you don't already do it, you should really, really almost force yourself to do it. It may seem odd at first, it may seem uncomfortable, but as you do it more, you'll get more comfortable with it. And it's just a really, really good habit to get into, to have your finger there in case something happens. You're ready to go at your brakes if you need to. And sometimes when I'm seeing a situation unfold in front of me where, the situation's kind of, I don't know, I would describe it sketchy, where I'm hesitant about what's going to happen with traffic or whatever else, I'll actually move my right foot, over the rear brake lever, not actually applying it, but I'll kind of hover it over that. So I'm, again, at an instance, I'm ready to go on my front brake, I'm ready to go on my rear brake, apply them simultaneously. And, this is going to depend on the bike that you have in terms of how much pressure you should apply to the front or rear in that given situation. But be ready for it, All right, we got someone waiting to cross on the right, someone churning on the left. Again, I'm not going fast. I'm going the speed limit, and I'm just paying attention to what they're doing, and I'm ready to slow down or accelerate depending on the exact situation, but I'm ready to dodge them if I have to. Sometimes when I'm coming up to a spot like that, so pre that intersection, what I would sometimes do to create more visibility is just to give my bike a little movement. Instead of just being straight like an arrow, sitting there, it's easier for somebody to miss you and not notice you and go right in front of you. So if you create a little bit of movement is what gets people's attention. That's what people notice. If you've ever been out hunting, you know what I'm talking about. If there's a deer and it's camouflaged and it's just very precisely standing there, you might not notice it. Any little bit of movement, bigger chance of you noticing that, especially if there's sound, which which is why loud pipes save lives, you guys. I'm a believer in that. I know some people don't believe in that. Some people think it's stupid, but I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, you got to make yourself known, seen, visible, whichever way you can. We got 2 cops resting on the side of the road, looking for their prey. Scanning the intersection, guys. That's important too. Don't forget to do that. Sometimes we just get carried away with just believing, trusting that, you know, we got a green, they got a red, traffic's gonna be stopped. Nah, you never know. Turn your head, do a quick scan. I mean, maybe not even turn your head, but just, you know, eye glance is enough, you know. If you can just do a quick glance, is better than not glancing and just being hyper-focused on what's happening in front of you. But scan your intersections, for sure. I'm gonna paint you a picture here. All right, I'm gonna try to explain a situation that I kind of see coming up once in a while through some of the videos I watch online. So imagine I'm the guy making a video and I'm riding right here, right alongside opposing lane of traffic. There are no cars in front of me, so my lane is free. I can see a mile ahead. What is the reason, or what is the point in me riding the way I am right now? Like right next to opposing lanes of traffic. Is there a reason? Is there something that I'm missing that I don't know of? I mean, anytime I see that in a video, or anytime I'm driving and I see motorcyclists coming, you know, towards me, and I see them literally just hugging their lane, which is the lane that I'm also kind of hugging because I'm driving a big vehicle. Why do you ride in such a way where, see, my exit route's to the right now? If anything, boom, that's where I'm going. That's the decision I made. Anyway, so what's the point of doing that? If there's something I'm missing, let me know down in the comment section below. Maybe there's something I'm not understanding. Like, I understand the whole concept of it if, you know, if you're thinking of passing someone that's in front of you, if you want to be more visible to opposing traffic, going in the opposite lane, you know, you don't want to get lost sort of hiding behind a vehicle, right? So you kind of move out to the left so that they can see you. But if there are no cars in front of you, why ride? It's almost like some bikers just want to like show their dominance. That's the feeling that I get, which I'm not for. I don't get that, but that's what it feels like. It just feels like they want to show their dominance by riding right up to the edge of that line next to opposing traffic just to show or prove to others that they can. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why people do it. Like, if you don't have anybody in front of you, guys, just move over. Create a little more space. What if that person that's driving headed towards you, what if they're on their phone? They're on their phone. They're a new driver. And you're cruising right next to that. You know, you're hugging that lane, that yellow striped lane. And what if they just start drifting towards you? You know, could be insignificant. Maybe you'll have time to react. Maybe you won't. But why put yourself in that spot? I don't get it. I would suggest that if you're not trying to really make yourself visible, then just move over. Or if there's a big, you know, big median or something, then kind of who cares? But overall, I'd be creating a little more space. Yeah, anyways, I'm kind of rambling. Anytime there's somebody making a left turn like this guy, I'd always kind of hug the right side of my lane just in case they decide to go back. I think it's good practice to get into, especially if you have space to your right and you know that no one's just gonna, you know, come in and run you over from that side. Like, if you're not in anybody's way, that's what I would do. Again, it goes back to the whole part of one of my like elements of riding. One of the elements of riding is, and that is like just to not trust other people on the road. Like, I don't trust anybody else on the road. I really don't. And so anytime someone has their turn signal on and, you know, you don't know if it's already been on prior to that. You don't know if they're just distracted and they just, you know, maybe they meant a different street. But their point being here, guys, is that just don't trust other people when they got their turn signal on, because you never know how focused they are or how not focused they are. You don't know. Don't trust them. Be careful. All right, so maybe this is a good time to bring something up that's also really important when you ride, and that is to never remain in anyone's blind spot. Like, avoid being in anyone's blind spot and do whatever it is that you have to do to avoid that. Whether it be, in my case, that's what I would generally do, and I would ride slightly faster than the flow of traffic so that I'm not just getting lost in someone's blind spot. Like, that's the worst. If you ride and there's another car right there to your left or to your right and you're riding the same speed, that is one of the worst spots that you could put yourself in. Don't do that, guys. So right now we got that GMC truck up to the ahead of us to the left. I'm driving basically at the speed limit, a few miles an hour over, but I'm driving a little faster than him just to keep moving, keep passing. Good practice. You know, don't get lost in other people's blind spots. That's what you got to walk away with. So I'm stopped at a red light right now. I'm watching for what traffic's doing behind me. I'm watching ahead. I'm not stopped in the middle of my lane. I'm not stopped in the middle of the vehicle that's in front of me. I have an exit route. I know where I'm going to go in case something happens from behind me. I know where to go to escape the danger. You should have your bike in first gear, ready to go if you need to go, which I'm actually not sure if I had in first gear. But if I didn't, that was a mistake on my part. You know, something I want to make clear to all of you guys. I'm not perfect, all right? I make mistakes. I really do. I make a lot of mistakes. I screw up sometimes, guys. We all do. But I think what's important is to recognize when or if you do something wrong, to strive towards being better. And that's really it, guys. You know, sometimes people would expect me as someone that's making safety-related videos on YouTube for me to be perfect in everything. You know, I've got to have the right posture, got to have the right gear. I've got to have my hands on, you know, the handlebars the right way. Like they're just, you know, turn signals at the right amount of time. No matter what I do, there's always going to be someone somewhere in the comment section that's going to be judging me for what I do. I can't please everybody, and I'm not perfect, but I try to be. I try to be as good as I can, and I try to set, you know, defensive riding habits, you know, share my thoughts with all of you guys so that we can all be safer, because we all want to live to see another day. We all want to live to ride another day. And guys, it's all about being safe, you know. We don't got to be part of the statistics of motorcycle crashes. Moved a little bit out to the left of there in case that car decides to pull out in front of me. You know, I'm creating more space between me and him, or her, whoever that was. I also checked my left mirror, made sure that I have somewhere to go to. You know, if he were to pull out, I wouldn't want to be in line with another vehicle to my left, because if he pulls out, where am I going? I mean, you could slow down, you could try and accelerate, but it's better to have a third option, and that is to swerve, to get out of the way if you have to. You know, the more options that you leave on the table for yourself, braking, accelerating, swerving, getting out of the way, the better. So again, another situation coming up ahead, checking my mirrors, making sure no one's to the left of me, creating a little more space in case it does pull out. All right, you guys, thanks for watching once again. I'll see you guys on the next video. Just a reminder, we got videos coming out every Tuesday and Friday, and we've got short uploads in between that, 2 uploads per day. Hope you guys enjoy. See you guys next time. Peace.